You're listening to the Substation Gaming Podcast. I'm Black Chestnut. With me, I have Lucas
Hello.
and Ricola.
I
This week, we got a lot of miscellaneous news that we're going to be covering. Pretty much a bunch of stuff that happened last week. So first, we're going to be talking about Elden Ring and the news update we got on that.
yeah. So first, should we talk about the leaked footage?
If you want to talk about the leak first, I guess we could go into that.
All right. Well, there were some eagles,
There was Eagles,
and they
yes,
jumped
indeed.
slightly.
Yes.
Yeah,
We did it. We talked about it all.
yeah. It's a little weird that a guy decided to leak 30 seconds of footage of basically nothing.
Yeah. That's all I could get.
Like, I think Bandai Namco went after his ass pretty hard, but like,
Yeah, it's not like they showed anything.
kind of like not worth it.
Yeah, like if you're gonna do something like that, do it with a bang.
Yeah, leak
Like
the
really,
final boss.
Or at least,
If you're gonna leak anything.
or at
Or-
least show you fighting a single enemy or something.
Yeah,
like,
not
show
just
like
jumping around for a second.
leak the
Yeah.
first like mission. There we go.
I don't know. I know it's been getting a lot of mixed reactions. Some people are saying it's really ugly. Some people are saying it looks great. You know. But at the same
Microsoft's games are
time,
hard to judge because their games are
yeah.
intentionally very gray and grungy.
A lot of the times, yeah. But I like at the same time, I'm pretty sure this leak was from the Xbox One version of the game.
Okay, so
So
not like
quite
the
literally
next
the
gen version
worst
of.
possible looking version you can get.
Hmm.
It's like they're playing it on literally the weakest hardware they could possibly play it on effectively.
I want to see what this game looks like at lowest settings on PC. That's gonna look really funny, actually.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I didn't take too much away from that, other than they're still like using those same animations from Dark Souls 1.
Yeah. Like honestly, the only kind of notable thing we really saw here was the compass,
Hmm.
you know. And so, yeah, this is going to have a compass. It's at the top of the screen. And it seems to also will indicate locations that you like pinged on your map, I guess.
So standard open world stuff.
Yeah. I know some people are like
I-
worried about that.
I prefer
It's
a
a nice
compass over
feature.
a mini map, actually. I think a compass could be pretty cool.
I
Like,
agree. I'd rather have a compass than a mini map.
Honestly, because I mean I've been playing a lot of Minecraft recently, and the compass on there is a lot is really helpful.
Yeah.
There-
Keep in mind the game does have a map, but it doesn't seem to have a mini map.
that's
Which is
that's nice,
fine,
actually.
which is fine.
Yeah.
Don't-
I kind of agree. I don't think it needs a mini map.
it makes it more immersive, you know?
At the same time, it's like I know some people are like worried and stuff about that. It's like, oh, it's going too far in the Ubisoft direction. I've heard a few people say this. I don't really agree with them at all. I think they're kind of looking at it
Any
in a
open
really
world game is
stupid
gonna be
way.
like that.
Yeah, because it's like if it's an open world game, it's gonna need to have, you know, to a degree, these things in it. It's gonna need to have a map. It's gonna need to have a compass. It's like, God forbid, you know what direction you're going in.
Like Breath of the Wild checks all the boxes for being an Ubisoft open world game, and it's still fun.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. But of course, these are the people who hate Breath of the Wild, so you know, you probably
Yeah.
Would only make
didn't
sense
listen
why
to
they would
them
start hating
that
this.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Do we want to talk about the other part of this news?
Well, of course.
Yes. So first, we got an announcement that it's getting delayed by about a month.
Yep.
It was originally going to come out in like early January. Now it's coming out like mid-February.
Not a huge deal.
Yeah. I know that like Bloodborne got delayed a month, and that turned out
Hmm.
fine. So I'm not super worried about it.
Happens. Forgot it was coming out that soon. I keep like picturing this as like years off.
No, it's coming out real soon.
I know, it's weird.
Yeah. I
Which is
know.
why I'm a little worried that we haven't seen any real gameplay from, you know, from software. The only thing we've seen was that 30-second leak. You know,
I want it to
I-
just be like knocked out of the park.
I guess they're waiting for. Is there like any events between now and then that they would maybe have like a big gameplay trailer?
I don't know, but the thing is, you know, on top of that delay, they also announced a network test. So once that network test happens, and I want to say it's happening like next month, you know, we're going to be seeing gameplay once that hits, when people are literally, you know, testing out the game.
Aren't we having a state of play very soon? Maybe it'll show up there.
I mean, maybe we could see
Yeah.
a trailer for it there. I wouldn't be too surprised. I know we're having a state of play next week,
Yeah, so maybe we'll see it there.
eventually.
By the way, for anybody listening or watching this back on YouTube, we will be trying to get into that.
Yeah.
What is it called technically?
The network
Network
test?
The network
Yeah.
test, yes.
Obviously, we're like, you know, signing up for it and stuff.
If one of us can get it, we are going to upload any gameplay footage we have.
I mean, if we can get it, you know.
If we can get it. But yeah, I'm honestly in Ricole's boat. I don't realize how close this game is to coming out.
Yeah, it feels like this will be like next summer.
Honestly, like I feel like it's like I got another year. I was like, all right, cool. This has got waiting to see what it looks like, and then coming out soon. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
At the same time, it's like, you know, I'm saying like, oh yeah, it would be nice to see some gameplay footage. At the same time, I kind of feel like I already know how it's gonna play. You know, it's gonna be Dark Souls 3 with a jump button and a horse. You know,
Yeah, maybe some other tricks.
which is at the same time all I could really ask for. You know,
Yeah, pretty much.
it's like I'm fine with Dark Souls 3 gameplay wise. You know, the only problems I have with that game on like a gameplay mechanical level is I just think shields are underpowered and rolling is overpowered.
Yeah,
Agreed.
and poise is weird.
Yeah, and
It
poise
only
just
comes into
doesn't
play in
work.
multiplayer though.
No, it comes into play in single player.
It does, yeah, I guess.
Shields being garbage and rolling being overpowered is honestly very damning for its gameplay.
Yeah. Well, I meant that poise only comes into play in multiplayer. Like I feel like
No,
single
no,
player
it
features-
definitely comes into play in single player.
Yeah. I'm fine with shields being underpowered, honestly, though.
I'm not. They were perfectly balanced in one.
Just roll.
They just made them so worthless in 3, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, that's what I want out of Elden Ring, is shields that don't suck.
Gonna go back to the old shield halberd combo.
It works.
Such
Put
a
a
weird
shield in
combination.
Bloodborne that's just a joke. I love that.
Not gonna lie though, that character model that we got for this, right in the middle, looks straight up like the knight, just the knight class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Dark Souls.
It's
It's a guy in
armor.
armor. It's gonna happen.
Okay, but are we not going to talk about the samurai on the left?
Yeah, I was just about
let's
to
see
say
up,
then
though.
there's the samurai
And the
right
fat
there.
guy.
Yeah. With the cool hat.
It's he's the big hat and the fat guy. Like, you know, we need him in every Souls game, so we got him
Yeah. The big hat guy and then the fat guy.
combined into one. Saving their time.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they both orange? Are they invaders? Are they about to backstab that guy and kick him off the cliff?
I don't know.
It looks like it.
You know, this is like a press release shot. They always fancy them up.
True.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's like it's very foggy, but it's hard to say if like a Souls game will look good because you take a random screenshot of even like Dark Souls 3 and I think it could look ugly just from like random footage, but like it has like the good like moments where you see like a nice vista where it's like, ooh,
Yeah.
pretty.
Well, that's the thing with like all From Software games is usually like, oh yeah, this one part that they set up for you to look at looks really good, but then don't turn around in this one corner, otherwise you're going to see really bad wall texture. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, because they don't expect you to turn around at that point, you know?
That's a bit less common in their latest games, but like Dark Souls 1, it's hilarious for some
I
of
mean,
the
that's
stuff.
all over Dark Souls 2, you know?
Yeah.
And Dark Souls 3 has a few moments like that as well.
3 and Bloodborne are a lot bigger budget though.
Yeah,
One's
but,
like cheap.
Yeah. I'm also like, I don't care that much about the graphics.
I don't care either. Although I don't want the game
It
to be
looks
ugly.
fine to
Yeah, it looks
me.
just fine.
You know, it's like the fancier it looks and stuff, the harder it's gonna be to run. So
Yeah,
know.
that's true. Yeah, I do want that to be a solid 60.
Yeah.
Souls game. But do we have any other info really on Elden Ring?
Not that I can think of. I think we've really touched on everything so
No.
far.
Yeah.
Hey, George R. R. Martin.
Yeah. I'm not super worried about the delay and stuff. I
Yeah,
think
that's
it'll be
whatever.
fine.
It's just a month. Like that's
It's
not a lot
only
of
a
month.
month. I'm not like upset about it, and I'm not worried about it either. You know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I think it will be good.
Same. And I don't think FromSoft's missed in like how many years now? Like all their games are pretty
Since
great.
Dark Souls 2.
And even then, that's passable.
It's pretty bad.
I don't know. I it's bad compared to Dark Souls 1, but I think you put it
It's
up against a
bad
lot of
compared to most games. The only things you can say is like better are like shit that's objectively garbage, you know?
what other action RPGs were there? Like what year was that? Like 2012-ish?
Well, if you're comparing it to the action RPG genre, then you might have more of a case.
Well, yeah, that's what, of course, what I'd be comparing it to. I'm not going to
Yeah.
compare it to
No,
Dark Souls
it's just
1. It's
Dark
just
Souls 2
bad.
has so many like problems. It's like, okay, all the animations are bad. The enemy design is bad. The level design is bad. You know, the
I
only
hate the
thing Dark
enemy
Souls
design.
2
There's just
has
too many
really
guys in
going
armor.
for it is the RPG mechanics, namely in how much shit there is in the game.
There's a lot.
How many armors and magic and like weapons there are in the game is like insane.
Yeah, in
There's
terms
a
of
ton of
weapons that
stuff
are
in it.
actually good, I don't think they've topped it.
Yeah.
Like,
So like you got Dark Souls 2 with a ton of shit in the game, you know, it's a really long game with tons of stuff. But then you're also sitting there being like, well, it's not very fun. I'm not having fun playing this, you know?
I was having fun when you fight the skeleton lords. Remember them?
I
Where
remember them.
you fight a horde of skeletons and it was before big skeleton guys? Oh, that was
You kill
hilarious.
there's 3 big skeleton guys, and every time you kill them, they'll spawn in 12 smaller skeleton guys that
Was
you
it
then have
only
to fight.
12? My memories have it like 500 and just being
That's
drowned
because
in
if you kill all 3 of the big guys, they all spawn at once.
I
So
just
They all
remember that.
spawn
that's
different types of
36.
skeletons.
Oh no.
I remember that just
Yeah.
being an absolute nightmare.
It's because one of them dies, and when they die, they spawn in bone wheel skeletons.
Oh, bone wheels. Oh man, I forgot them. My favorite enemy.
Yeah. The real
Man.
question is, how many Berserk references are going to be in Elden Ring?
Oh, yeah. Hmm. They already reached like critical mass, don't you think?
Nah,
What?
you can just do
uh,
more.
to be fair,
I don't know.
George R. R. Martin does like Berserk apparently.
Okay.
So yeah, you're right. There probably is going to be even more. Gotta read Berserk one of these days, and it'd be like, whoa, this is just like Dark Souls. Well, oh man, it's the Moonlight Greatsword. Wasn't that straight up in Berserk?
uh, I
I
don't
forget it's a
know.
different name, but there is
I
it.
mean, the Moonlight Greatsword's way older than Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, it's Kingsfield, right?
I know it was in Kingsfield, and I think they also did it in another game.
But even Kingsfield takes has Berserk references, because
Yeah,
Berserk is like 80s.
that's true. Did they do? Did they do Kingsfield before? I don't remember.
Kingsfield's PS1.
Yeah,
The earliest Kingsfield. Yeah, that's PS1 for I remember. The
I,
last one's like
I
PS2.
think
Did like 4 Kingsfield games.
was there a game they did before Kingsfield that had the Moonlight Greatsword in it? No, I can't
Hmm.
remember.
I'm curious.
Anyways,
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. But anyways,
do we want to move on to our next topic?
sure.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
obviously last week we talked about, or not last week, 2 weeks ago we talked about this. Sora is been in Smash now for 2 weeks.
No, he's only been in Smash for like
He's
1 week.
1 week. Apologies.
He was added this week. That's why we're talking about him again.
Yeah, we talked about him when he was announced like 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we're talking about him again because he was put in the game.
Yeah.
And he's kind of OP.
No, it's
Nah,
not
I
that
don't think he's that
bad.
OP. He's only OP when I'm playing Sora and I'm fighting someone else who's also playing Sora. In which case he's very overpowered because I can't beat him. But like,
He has a few moves that are super easy to counter. Like just if he tries to pull that side B, just run to the side of the stage, hold down shield, and he'll kill himself. It's hilarious.
oh yeah,
It's so easy to kill yourself with side B.
it is.
And people I think are really overreacting to his counter, but he doesn't have the worst counter in the game. It's like Shulk can do half the crap he can do. Like I've seen a ton of clips.
Joker's counter. Are you kidding me? Joker's counter.
I've seen a bunch of clips where Sora jumps off stage and counters to prevent people from getting back. Like he could shut down a lot of characters with that, but other characters could already do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Incineroar, freaking.
Incineroar's counter is funny. But I really like Sora gameplay wise. I think he's actually surprisingly unique.
I have not
Like,
played
he
this,
is.
but I've
feels.
seen a bunch of clips.
He's very floaty.
Yes.
Yeah, it feels like Jigglypuff of a sword.
Yeah.
He's like a
Which concerns me because I love Jigglypuff.
he's good at racking up damage, but I don't think he has a lot of kill power, honestly, which makes him
No.
like other than the smash attacks. I don't think like what else
His
does he have?
up B can
knock people
kill.
out?
His down A can kill.
Yeah. And the last hit of his Keyblade combo has a bit of knockback too. That can kill, but it's rare to kind of get that always.
Yeah.
You actually have to lock them into the animation.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he has very limited, but
I love how his
combo.
fireball, you can keep spamming the special button just like in Kingdom Hearts to keep doing it forever.
Yeah.
Nice little quality of life feature.
It's funny.
I don't
It's
think
like
that
it's like
counts as a quality of life feature.
it's a goofy feature.
You're fine.
It's
Random
like
ass feature they added.
it's like the Fox laser, but actually effective. But yeah, I really like him. Kind of wish they had a bit of music that wasn't just Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah, I agree.
I like tracks, but still.
The lack of Kingdom Hearts 2 tracks is actually very problematic.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure what
No
track.
13th struggle, no 13th reflection.
Yeah. No.
Mm.
No Roxas theme? What the heck? I mean, they got Roxas's Dive to the Heart music, but that was already in Kingdom Hearts 1, so it's like, whatever. That's cheating.
Yeah.
What else? But yeah, he's fun.
Yeah. I played a couple games as him, and I think I lost like all of them.
I won a few. I haven't played a lot of them actually. Like, I keep opening up and feel like, oh, it's fun. What the random stuff is there? Do you notice that if he has two swords, he does the Valor stance?
Oh yeah, I saw
That's
that.
cute. But as for last Smash character, I think he's good. He's
Yeah, I
simple.
think he's fine.
He's fun. He adds something kind of unique to the game with I think his floaty sword fighter-ness.
Nah, he's another anime sword fighter. He adds nothing unique to the game.
Oh come on! Don't be.
Put him
He's
with
an
Dante.
Dante
Dante's
is
at
also
least-
an anime sword fighter.
He's not an anime
more
sword
anime.
fighter. He's just a sword fighter. He is not
Dante
anime.
is super anime. What are you talking
He's
about?
not anime at all.
Hideki Kamiya himself calls Dante anime.
Nah, he's not anime at all. He was always going for realistic graphics.
He was going for realistic graphics, but also a white-haired guy with a demon sword, and
He's not anime. He's American.
he's,
and Ricola, you forgot and style.
is Dante? Wait, is Dante? I thought is Dante American?
I think he is.
I think he's British, actually.
No, you're thinking of Dante.
Bloody
No, I think Dante put it as a reference to Dante being British.
That doesn't make sense. How is he British?
He
He's
just
got
is.
some American accent.
Get my ethnicity right.
Because
I
we
mean,
don't
that would
care.
explain why the gaming Brit loves Devil May Cry so much.
Froggy.
Well, Crikey. Imagine if yeah, that should be like the C rank should be Crikey. My, I love how they have a different rank name in every game. My favorite is Don't Worry, though, in DMC2. Just don't worry. You're doing crap. Don't worry. You're playing DMC2. It doesn't matter.
It's impossible to look cool playing DMC2.
It is. But
yeah, do we have anything else we want to really say? I mean,
Sora's cool. He's cool.
I don't know. There's something odd about him, and I
What's-
don't get him.
What's so bad about Sora? He's cool.
I don't
he
know.
just needs to sit and settle.
He whacks people.
Yeah, that might be it.
Like you
Yeah.
just give it.
I don't know. It might be too fresh for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like Kazuya felt
Special
super broken on launch, but now that I actually know how to play against him, I'm pretty comfortable with him. For example,
Okay, but you cannot defeat a level 9 Kazuya. He will absolutely wipe the floor with you.
programmed combos in there for him. I think he had like infinites at launch. It was hilarious.
He is literally a god.
They nerfed him this latest patch. I bet.
No,
They removed
I was just playing it yesterday.
Yeah, but they removed all his infinites, so he's not as bad.
Yeah, but I played a match of Kazuya and I was fighting a Sora and I got my ass kicked.
Well, because Sora's floaty and Kazuya's meant for
Kazuya's
battle.
slow. The way to counter him is you just get out of his range and just be too fast for him to catch up to you.
That's true.
Someone like Sora can do that really well because he's floaty.
Yeah.
That's his big weakness. But Kazuya can kill you in a second if he actually ever grabs you.
Yeah, you hit him. You hit that super armor side smash. It's over for you.
Yeah.
So now we wait 90 years for the next Smash game. Or not. I just hope we get an Ultimate port. Because you can't I don't think you can top Ultimate at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless they
It's
add
gonna
like
be
a
weird.
Subspace Emissary 2 in the next game. That's my one hope. I want to see. I don't know. I don't know what I want to see in the Subspace Emissary 2. I just want to see that again. Because it was the
Well,
coolest
we'll
thing
get
ever.
Dante in this time. And then he'll be like, this party's just getting crazy. Let's rock. And then he'll beat up a bunch of like monster OCs that Sakurai made.
Of course. That he'll then put in another Kid Icarus game.
Yeah.
And then Dante will.
And then Wario will show up and fart on Dante.
Yes.
Fart on his pizza and be like, oh man, can't eat that.
And then
That's it.
Sonic will show up and then eat a chili dog.
That would be sick.
And then you have to choose between playing as Dante or Sonic and then fight Wario.
Subspace Emissary is so cool that you could do this.
And obviously everybody knows how to play Sonic, so they're gonna pick Sonic.
Hey, no, everyone's gonna pick Dante because he's awesome.
Yeah.
Sonic
He's gonna be shirtless. It's gonna be awesome.
just like Sephiroth. Oh, then Sephiroth's gonna show up shirtless and fight Dante.
And then
Yeah.
Dante's gonna look at him and he's gonna be like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
It's gonna be that one clip, but I can't say it. I can't quote it. But
Yeah.
if you know what
No,
I'm
no.
talking
What happens is like it's gonna be Cloud and Sephiroth, and Sora's gonna be there, and then Dante's gonna show up, and he's gonna say to Sora, "It's like, isn't Sephiroth the dark part of Cloud's heart?" Because he needs someone to replace Goofy, so Dante's gonna replace Goofy.
Oh yeah, that'd be sick. Yeah. Who will replace
Imagine
Donald?
He's saying that line. That's almost funnier than Goofy saying that line.
Dante is the one who said, I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light. He did say that. Oh, Leon can be Donald.
Yeah.
Leon is the same character as Dante, but he has guns instead of swords. He better be in the next Smash game. I want a Resident Evil rep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how would he play?
Leon?
Yeah, I know.
Make him play like Jill from Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Where like
Yeah.
half his attacks are the guns stuff from the game and the other half are monsters from the game. Do that. That'd be fun.
No, okay, now imagine Leon saying, Sora, it's Sephiroth.
Yes.
Anyways,
Perfect. You know what? Sephiroth is such a good addition, by the way.
Yeah.
At first I was like, oh, another Final Fantasy VII character? We already got Cloud. It's not too hot. But I was like, oh, wait, this is Sephiroth. He's Sephiroth.
Yeah, he's Sephiroth.
It's so funny having him in the game. He's like the funniest character possible. Except for Steve. Steve's,
Yeah.
all in all, a good DLC pack, I gotta say.
Sephiroth is like the silliest character of all time.
He's like the
He just
original
appears in random places and then does weird shit every time.
that ends the world.
Yeah.
Because he feels like it.
Yeah, like that time he threw a rock at Cloud and then flew away.
Because why the fuck not?
To be fair, the rock was like a materia, but still.
That was one of his Sephiroth clones that he just has for some reason, right?
I think it was a ghost clone too.
And whatever Sephiroth's doing in Remake, I didn't finish Remake Chapter 1, so I don't even know what the hell's going on in there.
I could try to explain it, but it's too stupid.
Is it less stupid than Advent Children?
I don't remember Advent Children that well.
Advent Children is Cloud gets Sephiroth cancer.
Oh, right.
Oh my god.
And then he has to fight Sephiroth while he's infected of Sephiroth cancer, and he has to use Omni/V5, where he gets a bunch of Buster Swords. I need to watch that movie. It looks so funny.
I've watched the movie, but I haven't watched it in like 17 years.
Apparently, they released a new Blu-ray that's just a DVD that they just stretched to be the right resolution.
Oh, God.
It looks terrible. So I gotta watch it. It's so funny.
Alright.
But
Well, let's
Sora.
Move on. Let's move on. Yeah.
Yeah, let's move on.
We got Haunted Chocolatier is next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the new game from the Stardew Valley developer.
Yes.
He announced this on Twitter a couple days ago.
It's on Twitter.
Trailer.
Unceremoniously.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't that unceremoniously. He made a tweet an hour beforehand saying, "I'm gonna make an announcement in an hour."
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause that's how you do it.
It's not like Toby Fox releasing an entire game randomly being like, you can't talk about this for 48 hours.
He did that. He really did that.
It looked like a virus when he tried to install it.
Yeah. That was just the filter, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like, do you trust Toby Fox enough to not steal all your bank information?
Honestly, no.
Imagine if Deltarune wasn't a game and it was just a scam.
And he just like disappeared, like
Yeah, he just stole everybody's money and then vanished.
I'd respect it. We'd all like look back at it like 5 years after, like as it was like part of Undertale's plot somehow. But yeah, Haunted Chocolatier.
Yeah.
What's haunted about this game, actually?
There's ghosts.
Okay.
That's about it. And there's chocolate.
Yeah.
And
You're
you
really
are making said chocolate.
Yep.
But the
Concerned
gameplay
apes.
loop pretty much just looks like the game Reciteer or whatever, where you go out, do your JRPG stuff, beat up monsters, get materials, then you make chocolate and sell it in a store you made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
But instead of farming, it's chocolate making.
Yeah. And you have like this more of like kind of like that store element. Like it's not just a Stardew Valley where you just, get plants and you put them in a box and you get your money.
Yeah.
This actually has like an element of selling them, like your customers are actually like an element to it, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah. Looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like,
you played Stardew Valley, right?
yes, I have.
Yeah.
It's pretty much just the best Harvest Moon game is the way to describe it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've heard. I've only ever played like the first Harvest Moon game.
Oh man, that's like, does that one even have marriage?
No, maybe it wasn't the first one. It was the
Okay.
first one I played, at least. I
The first one is
know it was
SNES.
one of the. Okay, no, it wasn't the first one. It was one of the earlier ones, though.
Yeah.
Ish.
Half the Harvest Moon games are actually
You say that it
remakes of
was the
like.
one on the DS.
Okay, the DS one I think is a remake of the Game Boy Advance one, which is a remake of the PS1 one.
Okay.
Half the series is remakes of just Friends of Mineral Town.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, what's it called? Stardew Valley has a lot more little stuff. Like it's just kind of crazy in depth, like just how much stuff there is in the game. Like I never even got close. Like I probably put like a solid like over 20 hours in that and never even saw like half of what the game had to offer. I don't think I even finished a whole year. There's just so much stuff in it.
Yeah.
And Sean and Chocolatier is probably going to be the same.
Hmm.
um, what else? What else is there in this trailer? Is this
It
just a
looks
one-person
cool.
dev?
Yeah, it's just one guy.
That's crazy for just how gorgeous like the art is, for example.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I'm not a huge fan of like the character models, but like the environments is like some of my favorite pixel art ever. Just like Stardew Valley and stuff. It's just
Right.
colors, so good, pretty. Um, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else to say about it right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Honestly, I am a bit more interested in this than I was in Stardew Valley, just because, you know, I
the
had played enough of Harvest Moon to know that I didn't feel like playing another one, if that makes sense. Where it's like, yeah,
yeah,
I liked it, I thought it was fine, but I could never really get into it,
it's a game.
which
It's
is what you
about
kind of have to do, you know?
yeah, it's a game about the routine, and that's what's fun about it. You know, it's like Animal Crossing. You know,
Yeah, but it's not the same as Animal Crossing because it's like, you know, you can just keep progressing by
yeah,
doing shit and then going to bed and then waking up the next day. It's not like Animal Crossing where it's on a real life timer, you know?
yeah. Animal Crossing, your routine, ties into your real life day. Like you just can come in every day, do your stuff, and then be done.
Yeah.
It's Stardew Valley. It's getting into an endless loop of that routine and playing for 20 hours straight.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a lot of times I was playing Stardew Valley, I would just be like, okay, I go out, I water my crops, and now it's like, well, I'm out of stamina. I guess I have to go to bed for the day.
Oh no, that's the part where you go and woo your bachelor or bachelorette. Like
Yeah.
you give the purple girl rocks and she eats them. I hope that mechanic is
What?
okay. So every character, when you just gave them a medium, like a level like medium gift that they would like, the game assumes it was food. It would be like food. So you can give this one character rocks and they'll like it like a medium amount, and it will do the line for food. Like, oh, this looks delicious.
Yeah.
And eventually they just patched it in where she just actually acknowledges their rocks and still calls them delicious.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopes that's included in Haunted Chocolatier.
That would be great.
You make one type of chocolate that is rock chocolate.
Ooh, Pop Rocks.
It's not chocolate.
Chocolate coated rocks. There we go.
Yep.
Delicious.
They'll never know. They'll never
Yeah.
know.
I mean, half of the Stardew Valley, like Harvest Moon, is the marriage thing, like just giving gifts to a random character every day and marrying them eventually. That is half the gameplay loop because that's fun.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'll agree. This does look a bit more interesting in Stardew Valley just because of the heavier focus on some of its like RPG elements.
Yeah.
Like Stardew Valley, you go to the mine and fight monsters, but that was it. That seems like a bigger element, which is kind of
Yeah. It seems
interesting.
a bit more fleshed out.
Yeah, so that could be fun.
Yeah. I am honestly more interested in this just because the idea of making and selling chocolate seems more interesting to me
And yeah, just
than
farming.
farming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's a part of the reason why I could never really get into Harvest Moon is just like, it's a farm sim. I just don't feel like farming, man. Kind of boring.
Rather just play Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft you can go farm, and then when you get bored of your farm, you can go hit things with a sword. Which I mean,
Yeah.
I guess you could do in Stardew Valley, but the sword stuff isn't that fleshed out. um, yeah, I'm gonna make a Willy Wonka roleplay file. It's gonna be me playing this game. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be the origin story.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Excited to see how it turns out.
yeah.
Still pretty early on in development.
Yeah, that's what I assumed. I was wondering, did they say any release thing? Like,
No,
window?
just
Okay.
they showed off a gameplay trailer and be like early footage and stuff, so it
Okay.
seems
You know it
not
exists.
super far. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like potentially next year this time, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It
Not
sounds
impossible.
like an autumn game, you know? That's when you
Yeah,
release the farming games. Well, I guess this isn't a farming game anymore, but it half
farming
is.
chocolate. I do wonder how much the haunted part is gonna creep in. Are we gonna do some ghost busting? Are
Gonna
the
have
ghosts gonna be trying to mess with our chocolate and we gotta
those are gonna be
bust
your
the
Oompa
ghost?
Loompas. You're gonna have ghosts helping you make chocolate.
Probably. But is there gonna be bad ghosts and we're gonna have to call the Ghostbusters?
Yeah, you're gonna hit them with your sword. A ghost. Why'd you say Ghostbusters like that?
That was great.
uh,
I'm trying to eat my chocolate, but the ghosts will not stop bugging me. So I call the Ghostbusters. And I tell them I have no money, but I
you're
have
a,
chocolate.
you're a Swedish chocolate maker now? Like...
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's Joel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I assumed it was a Joel impression, but I haven't seen the original Joel bit.
Yeah. It's me attempting to do the Joel bit.
No one can do a Joel voice.
No.
Joel's no one.
I wonder if we're gonna be able to choose our country of origin, and that's gonna affect how our chocolate is gonna be.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, I feel like Switzerland, you just get the best stats.
Yeah, and if
Switzerland.
you're like American, it's like garbage tier.
We just got Hershey's. That's it. It's like it's
Hey,
good,
Hershey's
but it's
ain't
like
bad.
there's no new uniqueness to it. It's
Hershey's
just,
is the best chocolate to go with other stuff.
no.
Like no other
Eh.
chocolate works well with like s'mores and stuff. Like I like Hershey's is best with like say like
No. There are some
Oh,
fudges
I'd
out
never
there
want,
in
like-
chocolate that are.
Fudge is completely different than chocolate.
I know, but
fudge
there-
is on a whole different level. That's
There
a
is
completely
chocolate
they're-
out there that
yeah,
is
yeah.
way better.
No, Hershey's
Yeah.
melts just the
Yeah,
right
Lucas
amount.
got this straight. He knows what he's talking about.
No, trust me.
I have a bag of dark chocolate right in front of me. I know what I'm
I mean,
talking
like,
about.
I eat
have
Hershey's,
Dove
and I think
chocolate
Hershey's
here.
is fine, but there's way better chocolates out there. I just don't buy them because they're more expensive.
Yeah, like even the Dove chocolate is way better than the Hershey's.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna eat a Dove dark chocolate right now, and I'd say like this is good, and it's better on its own. But I think Hershey's is better on something like a s'more. Like, it
No.
melts the right amount.
No.
Other chocolates stay too solid.
No, they
Hmm.
don't.
I totally do. I'm a chocolate expert. I'm eating one
you
right now.
No, you
You're
are
not a
not.
chocolate expert. You're not a haunted chocolatier.
I'm eating
We'll
dark
have
chocolate.
to all get this game and really settle who is the chocolate expert.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
Well,
face off.
And then we're gonna have to do an IRL vlog where we freaking make s'mores with different types of chocolate.
I love
Yeah, we're
s'mores.
Go for a s'more right now.
Are we gonna sell s'mores in this game? Probably.
Great.
Buy a s'more from the
Yeah.
Like the
store.
form of
We're gonna.
currency.
It's gonna use our haunted chocolate with our ghost marshmallows.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
And then a fire ghost heats it up for you.
Yeah.
It'd be perfect.
No, you
Microwave
just like
things.
you just put the marshmallow on a stick and then walk up to the ghost while it's on fire, and you're just like, all right, give me a minute. And then when you're done, you're just like, all right, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Walk away.
I think the takeaway here is that chocolate is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Chocolate-
And I think there should
Way
be
cool.
more chocolate.
Yeah. Chocolate's way cooler than like cows and carrots.
Yeah. and basic farming and
You know,
agriculture.
you could there were probably cocoa beans in Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah, but dude,
Probably.
can you make chocolate and sell s'mores? No.
Yeah. But if I
No.
don't have to ever water any crops in this game, I'm gonna be happy.
You do have to water crops. You have to water the
Ghosts.
No.
Got-
The trees that grow the cocoa beans.
Oh no.
Oh man, we go out adventuring for that shit, Willy
That's
Wonka
true.
style.
You can do that now.
Oh,
Yeah.
fair.
You know how Willy Wonka gets the cocoa beans and stuff was the
He
He
makes
went
the
to
Oompa
Loompa
Loompas
Land.
go.
yeah.
He had to fight the
Willy Wonka
creature.
was enslaving those.
Yes, he totally was.
He paid them in chocolate.
He did not pay them.
He
Yes,
fed
he
them
told-
in
He
chocolate.
fed them in chocolate, and that was their payment. They ate.
Yeah. They ate when he wasn't looking. He didn't officially give them the chocolate. I doubt that. Look at Willy Wonka. There's no way. That guy's evil.
I mean, he gives people golden tickets, though.
He murdered all those children that he gave golden tickets to.
Well, you
And that
know,
is
they
what I'm
weren't.
excited for this game,
They
to
just
play
weren't.
it.
They couldn't replace an Oompa Loompa. So
Yeah, that's why the chocolatier is now haunted, because it's the ghosts of the dead children that Willy Wonka murdered.
exactly, we just figured out the entire lore of this game and it hasn't.
Oh
been
yeah,
released
like
yet.
Stardew Valley, you get the farm from your grandpa. This you're just gonna be getting it from Willy Wonka. Like he's on the run from like the IRS or something, and he gives it to you.
Yeah. No, in this game, you are a grown-up version of, Charlie.
This is the sequel. Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
And so Willy
Perfect.
Wonka's already passed away at this point, and you've inherited the chocolate factory, but now it's haunted by the ghosts of the children that Willy Wonka murdered.
This game has
We
got
figured
There's a
out the
lot
plot.
more.
this
You have a
game,
lot more failures that you didn't know about before the film.
exactly. And somehow this game will turn into an FPS.
Where you fight off the ghosts.
Yes. And you have
Sure.
chocolate guns.
It's gonna turn into Dusk for no reason, but with chocolate.
There may be chocolate cultists.
Yeah.
You were secretly accidentally summoning some sort of chocolate god.
Yeah, and the chocolate
That's
gods
what Willy
like
Wonka was doing. That
you have to
makes
summon-
sense why he killed all those children. Then they were like chocolate.
Oh man, it's like a chocolate eldritch god, like World of Horror.
Yeah, like
It's at the-
yeah,
it's
you
at
gotta
the top of the
That's
sacrifice.
another indie game crossover we got going on.
it's at the top of the peak because it's snowing, so the when you summon it, it doesn't melt away.
Oh yeah, that's why it's snowy there. See, it
Yeah,
all
the
makes
colder
sense.
it is, the longer the chocolate lives.
Yeah, the chocolate elder god is gonna refrigerate the world. That's how he destroys the world.
No, he's just gonna bring hell, because
No,
hell is cold.
No, he's gonna freeze over. Yeah,
Hell's cold.
he's gonna freeze over hell.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, we just discovered the entire plot of this game.
I like this game to take a dark turn. Stardew Valley had some dark shit. Nothing on like Eldritch God levels, but I mean it tackled some dark stuff.
It's still not Undertale.
I mean, there
dark.
seems to be a lot more magic and like shit like that in this. You like
Stardew
jump
Valley
through
had
a magic portal to go to the combat world.
Stardew Valley kept all its magic just to that one wizard who's
Yeah.
in a tower out in the forest.
What a guy.
He's great. I love the wizard. He's the best character in the game. You can romance him, I believe. I think you can
Oh
romance
my
everyone.
goodness.
If they're not already married, you can romance them.
Right. Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway, let's move on.
let's move on.
That was fun.
All right, what do we got next, guys?
Back for Blood.
Yeah, that came out.
Yes.
Well, Lucas is the only one who's gotten the chance to play it. So,
Give me just a moment while I set up the picture, but yes, Ricola is correct. I will be
Very good.
leading today's conversation.
oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. So, have you guys have not played it, right?
No,
No, I haven't touched it.
I've not seen much aside from when you showed me a bit of you playing it earlier.
I can comfortably say it's definitely an upgrade from Left 4 Dead. There's
Really?
definitely some stuff missing that I would have liked so far. Like better characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, come on, can I just get coached in this game? This game will be great.
Is there anyone
When
stand
you say
out?
like an upgrade to Left 4 Dead, do you mean that in like more of a like a technical way?
Yeah, technically speaking, as in the way it plays.
It's been 10 years.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
like you mean like improved controls and visuals and stuff like that,
Exactly. Yep.
and better AI, and the
Definitely
zombies
better
and stuff
AI.
like that.
And they definitely utilized the special infected. Like, I feel like, because like in Left 4 Dead 2,
like the boomer, for instance. If you see him from afar away, he's so slow. It takes 2 shots to kill him. The boomer equivalent in this game, I can't remember any special effect name. Might just look it up. But he is so fucking tough, and he
Left 4
charges
Dead
at you.
2, a lot of the special infected, their scariness came from their placement. Like the game had like, an AI that would actually like dynamically place them. So the game would like, pull crap like placing boomers around corners, and that's why they were tough.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. But if you had half a brain and you were playing with 3
Oh
people,
yeah. If you're a good player, they're
yeah,
some of the special infected are not an issue.
I considered myself a skilled player at Left 4 Dead 2, and this is hard. Granted, I've played majority of the time on my own. I've only played one
Yeah.
at a time with one of my friends, which it went pretty good. It was not hard at all, but it
I've heard
definitely was
it
challenging.
has some issues single player once you get into it. Like you can't really progress single player.
Yeah, it's hard.
Which I'm fine with that. It's getting a lot of bad reviews because of that, but
Oh,
it's a
it's
co-op game. I don't
you
care.
they literally the game forces you to have 4 characters in each level.
Yeah, it's like
It's me-
really?
and they obviously show that the bots are just bots.
It's called Back 4 Blood.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, it's like, I can understand reviewers kind of being annoyed by that because they don't necessarily have,
Friends.
3 other people to play it with because they got a review copy and stuff,
I get that, but I mean like the user reviews and stuff, like on Steam and stuff,
Yeah,
are
but
like
Yeah.
because
that's
everyone's saying that.
the amount of positive reviews that this game's getting compared to the negative reviews about this specific topic.
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
it doesn't even out. I still think it's not that
Yeah.
big a deal. Because it's very smooth. Let's just talk about the graphics. The graphics look great. All the
They cleaned it
special
up a
effected.
lot. A lot of pre-release stuff, it looked kind of cheap, but they really cleaned it up about by release.
Yeah.
The kill, like the blood, the gore, the way my guns sound, the way my guns reload, those sounds that they make, all accurate. They sound
Hey,
perfect.
that's important in an FPS. That's like, the core gameplay loop is
Yeah.
how satisfying it is to just shoot stuff.
Yeah, and even though the hordes, I will definitely say, are better in Left 4 Dead 2 just because of how they are. But
Yeah.
there's definitely way more zombies.
In terms of numbers, they're just like
yeah, like they up the spawn rate of the zombies. The special infected spawn way more, and it's like sometimes there's multiple of them at the same time, and you can't hear them at sometimes.
they still have that same mechanic in Left 4 Dead where you could bat them away with your gun. I'm just curious.
So yes and no. You don't bat them away with your gun. You just like melee them. But
Okay.
the way it works is that they kind of made it like a run. So when you start off in the first act, you basically you queue up with anybody you're playing with, and then you go to the first mission. And then after each mission, you get cards. And then these cards have like power ups. So like one could be like reload speed, or one could be like extra health.
And these cards, like it's like, for example, you're playing for like just one Left 4 Dead campaign, and after that campaign, your cards are all gone, right? It's just
That I haven't gotten past one act all in one sitting yet.
okay.
So I don't know that answer, but I would assume yes. But the way that it actually plays, it's like, I think it's like you keep the cards until you die.
Right.
Like,
And they'll give you like a couple cards to choose from, and you can only pick like one, and they're like random which ones you're gonna like get to choose from and stuff like that.
It's random in the sense that you can choose the deck, but it chooses cards from that deck that you chose before you started. So you make a deck of cards.
Right.
That you
Oh,
like,
that's fun actually. But then you can build decks around specific builds and stuff. Oh, you can do some fun stuff with that.
Yep.
And with that on top of how more customizable like the weapons looked,
Yeah,
which is something that isn't done at all. Left 4 Dead, it's just pick up whatever is there.
Yep, you can pick up laser sights, stocks, barrel extensions, a suppressor
Money
even.
system from what I saw.
What'd you say?
Was there even money from what I saw from when you were
Yeah,
playing it
so
earlier?
I think it's called copper, but
Okay.
it's like the currency, but it's just scattered around, and you use that to buy. You can buy weapons in a shop, but I think the way it works is like completely random, and you have like all your basic like grenades, Molotov, med kit. Like it's not like Left 4 Dead where you have to pick up the med kits and stuff. Like you can buy them in the shop, and then I think it only gives you a cycle. They cycle between like one primary and one secondary. So like It's really only useful in the beginning rounds, in my opinion, from what I've. Because sometimes there's just you get bad RNG on the weapons,
Yeah, that makes sense.
but
Because if you've already bought a weapon, you don't really need to buy anything else, I suppose.
yeah.
But
One thing I definitely like that's better in this game particularly is the shotguns. They do
well, you
have
don't like
like they have your
shotguns, you don't-
standard like pump shotgun. They also have your sawed-off two-barrel shotgun. Like that's actually a secondary, which is freaking satisfying as shit because it
I like
packs
a
a
good
punch.
sawed-off.
Yeah, and that but they also have like the combat ones where they're like they shoot a bit faster and they pack a bit of more of a punch, but they have like a smaller clip.
Okay. Oh, Left 4 Dead 2, the combat shotgun had both the biggest clip, shot the fastest, and did the most damage.
Yeah.
Left 4 Dead 2 is weird sometimes.
So
Yeah.
you're saying the shotguns overall are just more well-rounded and well-balanced,
Yeah, and
you
that
know,
and I
where
can
each one has its ups and downs, as opposed, you know, to choose between the types in the same weapon type effectively, you know?
yeah, it really allows you to like customize and actually prefer a certain weapon over another one. Cuz like Ricola said in Left 4 Dead 2, just
So,
using that as an example, you just pick up whatever you want. Like there's
certain weapons are just the best of their, are like just the best of their like subset in Left 4 Dead 2. I feel like, you know, like
just get
there's shotguns, automatics, and sniper rifles, and there's pretty much a best automatic, which is like the M16. There's a best shotgun, which is a combat shotgun, and all the other ones are just
mediocre.
slightly worse.
But like with this, they give you I think 4 of each class of weapon. I could be wrong, but they give you like a shit ton of different magazines that you can put in. Like
Oh
there's
yeah, a lot of
like
customization. It looked like.
yeah, there's like 3 different types of magazines you could put in. All of them could be like faster reload speed, but they have a secondary perk that is like different. One could be like bullet penetration, and then
That
another one could be just even more reload speed. And then
that on top of the cards sounds like a really nice for like replay value.
yeah,
Because I mean, replaying stuff like Left 4 Dead campaigns is already a lot of fun, but like also being able to play them with like really different stats, that sounds neat.
yeah, that's why I like it so much because it's like gives you replay value in itself, even though you're technically only doing one run, and you have one redo. Like you can die, and then restart.
Interesting.
But then I think when you die, like the first like your only extra life, you lose I think like half your cards or something. So I mean,
Interesting.
it'll restart you where you died, like as
Almost
far as that
roguelike.
level. But I don't know. It gives you that replay value, and then if you have a solid four stack of guys like to play you and 3 other people, I mean, you could just really make a really good deck and then just cruise through the all the acts.
You know how long it is?
Um, honestly, I've only played through the first four
Okay.
missions, and they've all been pretty well paced.
Okay. I was just wondering, like,
Yeah,
just
I
how.
would. I mean, there's only 4 or 5 missions per act, and I would say each mission's about 20, and I think there was 5 acts so far.
Okay,
So
that's
not
an okay length. With replay value, that's good. I
yeah,
mean,
and there's always room to add stuff. There's DLC that
yeah,
can come out for this.
Yeah.
It just came out. It literally just came
Yeah.
out. The fact that they have 5 acts, in my opinion, is good.
oh yeah,
Yeah. Plus, I imagine people who've been playing Left 4 Dead 2 for the last, you know, 10
like
years
yeah, the same like
finally have something new to play, you know?
Hey, me and Ricola were just playing it like I think a month ago.
I think
Like
it's more campaigns than Left 4 Dead 1. I think it only Left 4 Dead 1 at launch only had like 4.
yeah, it was not
Yeah.
much.
So, and yeah, all that game just comes from replay value. It's just, you know, enemy placement's going to be different and gun placement's going to be different. This game has even more replay value, so
Yeah, because of all the random elements and gun
yeah.
perks and stuff and customization, especially since you don't know which exactly perks and equipments you're gonna get, you know?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that'll be fun. Yeah, almost like I can see this getting like the kind of like, you know, the roguelite gameplay loop where you just want to keep playing to get like a really powerful like cards.
yeah.
So I'm looking forward to check this out. I hope I can run it all right on my computer.
I think you could put the settings down and you wouldn't be able to get the full like graphical experience.
Yeah,
But I think your computer would run it fine, like at medium settings.
yeah.
I mean, obviously,
Left 4 Dead is a source game that those run on like anything, so
yeah. I mean,
it's
and
hard for me to
this is a
judge.
really dark game, like
Like
visually, like the
visually,
colors. Yeah,
a lot of red.
yeah, a lot of red, but a lot of like grays and dark blues and like dark corridors. So the only time like you really get graphic, like intensity, as far as this game offers, is like in a horde. That's it.
Yeah,
Or like a special infected's on the screen.
yeah.
But
So
that. I think your computer can handle that.
I hope so.
But
Um,
yeah, I'm trying to think if
yeah,
there's anything else because that was pretty much like the bulk of everything. My first impressions of after playing it.
yeah.
Um,
Um, I'm looking forward to getting to it.
yeah, I
Uh,
like I said, I think it's a really good game so far from what
Yeah.
I've seen.
I mean, I know I've heard some mixed opinions on it. Some people saying, meh stuff, and some people saying it's good. But I haven't really heard uh, any real details about it until just now when you said all that stuff. So,
my big worry was the presentation, and that seems to have been smoothed out. Like I was worried, oh, this is gonna feel really cheap, like because it doesn't have like Valve backing it. But
right.
it looks a lot nicer now that it's actually out.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that they would, take the last couple months of development time towards polishing up, at least on a visual end.
Yeah.
And I honestly that's a good point, but I haven't actually no games have crashed. I
Oh,
haven't had a
good.
game crash. I haven't had a server issue or whatever. No internet
That's a
connection.
big issue of a lot of like AAA games on PC, honestly. So it is important to note.
Yeah, like I've hadn't had a single problem playing this online
Yeah.
with
You
anybody.
haven't encountered any like major bugs or anything like that?
Not like no, not anything that I would consider bad.
Remember the bug in public test where the zombies would say the N word? There
No,
was
I
a
don't remember that.
bug where the zombies would play two voice lines at the same time, and it made it sound like they were saying the N word, and it was really dumb.
Oh.
They had to like take down the test for a while to patch that. It was pretty great. So there's one glitch they had that was in the game, but they smoothed that one out.
That's what the beta tests are for.
Exactly.
You know one thing about this actually that is very strange, and I don't understand why they did this mechanic with the
What?
crows. Like it made sense in Left 4 Dead 2, like if you shot a car and the car alarm went off, it would start a horde. But there's like these little like bundles of crows, and they
Okay.
like it's you can't run near them, you can't go near them, and if you shoot them, they'll start a horde. It's basically the car horn equivalent. But I don't understand why they use crows.
I guess they have a bit more. You could place them into more like level design. Like in Left 4 Dead, they were stuck with like you could only put cars in like a city street. You couldn't like crows. You could put literally anywhere. So I guess
Yeah.
level design
That
wise, they
is
can
fair. That's a
have a
good
bit of
point.
variety.
That is a good point.
Like I think it's weird if I saw crows inside of like a building, but that would make more sense than a car. For
Yeah,
example.
Yeah.
especially in like a destroyed apocalyptic setting where the building's windows are gonna be blown out and shit.
Yeah, that's fine. Like I get that. Although, and I get that mechanically why that's there. The cars were fun because they get you to actually pay attention to what you're shooting, so you don't just blindly shoot
Oh,
everything.
oh, most definitely. Same with the crows.
I,
Like,
and it's always fun when you accidentally hit a car and you're like, oh no.
and you want to know something that's even worse?
And then you get that one asshole rando that's constantly shooting all the cars and crows.
Well,
Though,
yes, but in Left 4 Dead 2, if you shot a car, you only shoot one car. Like it only accounts for the one car. It doesn't reset or start another horde if you shoot that same car.
yeah.
And here, if there's like five things are crows and you shoot all 5 of them, there's
That's
5
like 5
times the
hordes.
amount of zombies that.
And you said the hordes are bigger in this game on average, right?
Yes.
I assume their damage is lowered to compensate for that,
Like,
but still.
Black Chestnut was watching me play earlier, and I quite literally like had finished off a horde, and the last zombie was around the corner, and I had a shotgun, and I shot the zombie, but this like the scatter shot hit the crows, and it started another horde.
It sounds like it's just going to be hilarious when I'm almost at a safe room and accidentally trigger a horde and you get devoured or something. I'm like, sorry, I hit a crow. It's gonna be that's gonna be great.
Oh, I died right at the I got down right at the beginning of right at the door to the escape room. And the freaking boss of the level just grabs me while I'm down and throws me across the map.
The best death I've ever had playing Left 4 Dead 2 with you was when you had to jump into the boat at the end of what is it, Hell and Heavy Water or whatever.
Oh my goodness.
I heard where you just had to jump into a boat at the end, but you missed the jump, fell into the river, and died. And then the campaign immediately ends the second you died, and it just in memory of. So I'm looking forward to that happening.
No, I that would be tragic. I don't want that ever to happen to me again.
Any memorable music? I really like Left 4 Dead soundtrack. So
Honestly, that's one thing. I feel like the music's pretty bland.
yeah,
It's
that's what I was expecting.
Just generic, like.
They don't got the Valve Orchestra and whoever composed the TF2 music on this.
If they did, oh my god, this game would be
Wow.
a perfectly sculpted cake.
Cake.
A cake that I cannot wait to eat.
I just hope the crescendo music is good enough because
Yeah, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I'm
Yeah, I
looking
think-
forward.
Yeah, I think that's definitely it for me. But you guys need to get it. We need
Yeah, do it.
definitely. If
It's
anybody's
still
got it, listen to
$60,
back. What? Go ahead.
Is it $60?
I don't think so. I want to say
Oh.
it's $49.99.
Okay.
Yeah. It might be $60 though.
Let me just double check.
Yeah, it might be $60.
I thought I saw someone saying it was 40. Oh, it is 60.
Yeah,
Huh.
I think I bought Naruto to Boruto Shinobi
You bought a
Striker.
Naruto game for $40 at the same time.
Yeah, I bought
Oh.
that was $50, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it for me. If anybody has not played this and are iffy about getting the game or playing it because of the reviews that you've seen, just take the chance. It's worth it. The things you're hearing are not detrimental to the core gameplay of it. What the concept of this game is executed.
I wasn't expecting this to hit the same level as Left 4 Dead 2. I was just hoping this will be a good enough successor after it's been 10 years.
Well, I
You know?
definitely think it's that. I don't know if it needs to be out for a little bit longer to really take the crown from Left 4 Dead 2, but it's definitely
I don't know if it will.
Yeah.
it's definitely really good and worth paying the $60.
I'm checking the Steam reviews right now because you mentioned that. And one of them says that it requires like a consistent internet connection even if you're playing solo.
Which
yeah.
at the same time, I don't care about that because this is a I'm considering this a multiplayer only game.
I guess. But if you're playing like couch co-op,
Yeah. Does this have couch co-op? The PC version of Left 4 Dead 2 doesn't.
I would say I haven't tried it, but I don't see
That's
why they
couch co-op
wouldn't.
is pretty rare these days.
actually, yeah, you're right. It probably wouldn't work at all with couch co-op. I'm just thinking, oh yeah, 4-player co-op. It's got couch co-op. No, wait, it's a
games don't have that these
first-person
days.
shooter. It probably doesn't even have split screen. Yeah, you're right.
I know the console versions of Left 4 Dead 2 have co-op, and I've played those before. Although I don't recommend it. Playing Left 4 Dead 2 on a controller
Yeah.
is weird. But yeah, couch co-op's rare these days, which is sad, but I get it.
Yeah, I mean, it would probably be better to just play a LAN party for this than
Yeah.
trying to do split screen. You know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and just
Yeah.
with the amount of people that actually have gaming computers nowadays, you might as well just Suck it up. There's no couch co-op. Just hop on Discord with your buddies.
Yeah, yeah, it's probably not a deal maker for most people.
Yeah.
Especially with COVID and everything, people staying inside more.
True.
Yeah.
This is definitely another game you should pick up to play with your friends. Besides your
Well-
casual Fortnite and Apex Legends weekends.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's move
I
on.
think we're
let's
done.
move on.
Let's move on. What do we
Okay.
got next?
the GTA remasters.
Oh yeah.
They got announced and showed off.
Yeah, we got a trailer for those.
Yeah. What was the name for them? It's like
Was it
They
just Grand
call-
Theft Auto Trilogy?
I think they're calling it like GTA
Not
Trilogy.
Trilogy.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy. That's it.
And honestly, I'm surprised by how much they overdid the graphics,
I really like the direction, even if it is kind of fundamentally just what GTA would look like with a million mods on top of it.
You want to know
Yeah.
my first impression when I saw this?
Sure.
This is The Sims with guns.
Honestly, it does look a lot like that. I remember I watched Joel's reaction to it yesterday, and
Yeah.
he made a similar comment.
This
Um,
is literally just The Sims with guns. Like, look at
I really dig it though. I actually like the one shot where it's in like the rain. I was like, oh, this is actually kind of really pretty. Like the environments look really nice.
Yeah.
The character models.
It's kind of like it's kind of weird to me because it's like on one hand I think it looks great, the other hand I think it looks kind of weird.
Does. It does look like an RTX on of just the original game. Like the models are like almost the same.
Yeah.
Like it's slightly higher poly. I guess they were also trying to maybe like adapt like the art style of like the covers and loading screens and stuff where it's like more cartoony. Maybe they're going
Yeah.
for that.
I mean, the originals were always, kind of cartoony.
They were very, but
not as polished as this. Let's get that straight.
I mean, for their time they were polished.
yeah,
Yeah.
for their time, those games look crazy like on PS2.
Well,
For a
they
scale.
look pretty good.
They
The
look
problem
pretty good
with
for their
that
scale.
generation of games is that anything that wasn't going for like realistic human-ish, even if it was trying to be stylized, if they were trying to be humans with faces, and a lot of times it would come off kind of weird. But when they were doing something super stylized, like say Jack or Sly or Ratchet
Yeah.
or stuff like that, it always looks really, really great.
Yeah.
Like the Ratchet games hold up really well. They look amazing. The Sly games hold up really well. They look great. So does Jack.
Um
The only other one I can really think of that holds up really well visually that still went for a semi-realistic-ish, but not really, would be like God of War,
I think I could name it. Like PS2 games like our remake, like the Metal Gear games and Silent Hill games both go like heavy realism, and I think they
That's
look
true.
really good.
But the thing with the Resident Evil remake is that they cheat by
Yeah.
making it pre-rendered backgrounds. It means they can put all of the poly count into the character models.
Yeah.
So they can get really crazy good character models because they can and then have really high res pre-rendered backgrounds.
Yeah.
So by doing that, it allows it to look absolutely amazing.
Stuff like MGS2 is like only like 2001, and I still think that looks really good.
That's true. Metal Gear Solid 2 also looks fucking gorgeous.
Yeah. They actually
Yeah.
use mocap for their live action stuff too. Like to get that actual realism look. Stuff like I don't think GTA was using mocap.
I think it was.
They were,
At
but
least for the cutscenes, it was.
they look janky.
Well, mocap wasn't
True.
this is it's not as wasn't as good as it is now,
That's true.
back then.
But I dig the cartoony. I wasn't expecting them to go that route. I thought they were just gonna go full on upscale everything, make it look like GTA 4.
Yeah, I kind of like it too. Although I kind of have mixed feelings on it. I'm not 100% sure how I feel on it, honestly. Because on one hand, I think it looks good, and then the other hand, I kind of think it looks off in some places.
Looks kind of cheap.
I honestly don't think it looks that cheap.
It's weird. it's like I think it looks good in motion. These screenshots aren't doing it justice that we have up.
I do wonder, like, is this like a remaster where they just took the base code and the base game and then, slapped new shit on top of it? Or is this like a remake where they redid everything?
I'm gonna assume they just slapped shit on top.
I'm not 100% sure, so.
Because it does just feel like new models and like a ton of like visual effects more than
Yeah,
anything. Like it doesn't look like they completely like overhauled like the engine or anything. I don't know.
right.
Um the originals do have some infamous bugs though, so I don't know how much they'd have to make from the ground up to fix those, so who knows. It is a bit
Yeah.
lame. They're removing the original games from Steam, and that's kind of lame.
Yeah, I was about to say that. If it's like kind of like what they did with the BioShock remasters when they did those, if you bought the BioShock remaster and stuff, you would get the OG releases
Yeah,
added to your Steam account for free
yeah.
as
Uh,
well. If they do that, then it's I'm like fine with it
yeah,
pretty
that's
much. If they don't, then it's kind of like, eh,
yeah. There's
really?
like there's like decades of mods for these games. It's like
Yeah,
you don't
exactly.
unobtainable. That's
Like if they just completely remove them outright, and the only way to get them is to already own them, that's kind of shitty. I
yeah.
don't like that. But if
That's
it's like, oh yeah, you bought the remasters, here's the original trilogy, the OGs for free.
yeah.
You play these if you want as well.
Yeah, that's fine because yeah, there's reason to play the original still. Like I said, there's so many mods for like San Andreas in particular. Like it's nuts.
Yeah,
Um, like the mod to play as Wolverine. There's
we
uh,
already beat Insomniac at their own game.
they did. um, yeah, I'm looking forward to these. These are also going to be on Switch, so that'll be nice. I could just play them on Switch, open up that game, drive around, and get some money, and be done. It'll be nice portable.
Yeah,
And then go to
See
the nightclub afterwards.
see Big Smoke in HD. It's gonna be great.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with the price too. I think it is gonna be a full $60, which I'm fine with because it's all three games, which I think were still like $20 a piece.
Yeah,
So yeah, $60, whatever.
yeah. I mean, if it's a trilogy collection, 60 is, I'd say, reasonable.
Yeah, if this was like one game that was 60, I'd be like, what are you,
A
Nintendo?
part of me feels like 50 is a bit better of a price.
Yeah,
More so in the, oh, it's a good price sort of way.
yeah. I'm just like more. This price is like, fine.
Yeah. And it's better because it is a full overhaul of the graphics. They redid
Yeah,
everything.
this isn't just a port.
Yeah, exactly. If it was just a trilogy port where it's like, now it's at, 4K, but we didn't actually change anything,
Are you
then 60
excited
would be
for
kind of,
Metroid Prime Trilogy to be $60 eventually when that comes out?
yeah,
Not
and
change
I'm okay
the
with that.
I saw a great tweet a while ago where it was someone saying that Metroid Prime Trilogy, Nintendo's trying to release it for $180, and someone at the company's just like filibustering it. That's the reason we haven't seen it yet. And I believe that.
I mean, like, I'd rather have the Metroid Prime HD trilogy, for $60 than having a single Metroid Prime remake at $60.
Oh yeah, that's true. And then we just
Like,
don't
I've
get
heard
Metroid
of
Prime
some
Switch.
rumors that that's what we're gonna get instead. Instead of a Prime trilogy, it's just gonna be Prime Run, but it's gonna be like a remake, and it's like, why even bother?
Yeah, the game still looks great.
Yeah, it's like if you're trying to remake it for the Switch, it's like you're not gonna it's not gonna look that much better.
Yeah. Not going 4K.
It's not really worth, remaking it.
Yeah. Oh,
Just
well.
throw it in HD.
Yeah,
Don't need
upscale it. That's great. Looks great in
all the
Dolphin
fancy stuff.
HD.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to these remasters. These are pretty soon, actually. I think these are next month. These GTA remasters.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Google's giving me the release date as October 17th, 2005. So
That makes sense.
I can't. I'm
Bro,
not
they
sure what
already came out. They've been out for 16 years. Oh my goodness.
November 11th they're coming out on.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. I might
Yeah.
copies on Switch.
Yeah, get your kid the GTA trilogy remaster for Christmas.
Just go
Oh,
in
that-
there and
yeah.
buy it. Don't show your ID.
This is a Rockstar game.
No,
for
it's a
holiday
Christmas
season.
gift. You know, you're like, your 7-year-old kid's gonna open it up and be like, GTA trilogy, just what I wanted.
Exactly. What kid?
Thanks, Mom.
How
Yeah.
many copies of GTA 5 have been bought for Christmas gifts? It's probably
A lot.
uncountable.
Considering that game sold like what, 1 billion copies?
That game sold so well that it caused an economic issue because so many people took days off when it came out.
Damn.
Like,
GTA really is the Dragon Quest of America.
it is. It's insane. And they're never... 6 is never going to come out.
It will come out.
Ah,
It will come out at least by 2025.
okay, maybe by then. What do you think we're going to get? That or Elder Scrolls 6? What will be first?
I know we're gonna get Starfield, and then they're probably after Starfield they're gonna go full in on Elder Scrolls 6 development. You know,
Because Skyrim and GTA 5, I think, came out the same year, so it's been
I
just as
wouldn't
long.
be too surprised if this entire time what they've been working on for Elder Scrolls 6 is all just pre-production because they're
Yeah,
focusing all their real production on Starfield.
that's been in development forever.
And then after Starfield comes out, they're gonna go into like full production for Elder Scrolls 6. You know.
Yeah,
That would make
makes
sense.
sense. I wonder if they'll do a new engine or just reuse Fallout 4's. Because at this point, the games are getting so large.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on if they're using a new engine for Starfield.
Yeah, I don't think we do. Do we even know that yet? Have we even seen gameplay of Starfield?
No. So,
All right.
Anyway.
No. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. GTA remasters. It's really cool. These games are really, really influential.
Yeah. You don't think about actually how big a deal stuff like GTA 3 is, just because it's kind of just so...
There.
Yeah, it's just so there.
Yeah.
You don't think about how, like, that pretty much... That's like almost Doom levels of changing the industry, like in terms of like how people viewed it and stuff.
Like if you want to see, like take firsthand, like the influence Grand Theft Auto 3 had, just look at the difference between Jak and Daxter 1 and Jak and Daxter 2.
Yeah, you probably could trace that right back to GTA 3, couldn't you?
It's 100%. The developers themselves said that the reason why they had the massive shift is because of GTA 3.
Yeah.
You know, like Jak 2 is literally just a T-rated GTA game, but with platforming elements.
It's like if they gave Banjo-Kazooie a gun.
Yeah,
I need to play the Jak games.
they're really good.
Are we ever going to see those remastered?
Yeah, think about it. Without GTA 3, we would have never had Cyberpunk 2077. Wouldn't have had Kanye Reeves as a ghost in your head, calling you a fucking ugly piece of shit.
It's Keanu Reeves, not Kanye.
Oh, it's Kanye Reeves.
Oh,
well,
man.
It's Kanye.
Keanu Reeves plays a rock and roll guy, so
He's a guy.
yeah, he's a musician. So yeah, it's Kanye Reeves.
Oh man, if the next game brings in Yee, that'd be sick.
Kanye's new album where he samples the Gubba Lubba Lubba Glub guy.
He really did that, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Kanye is a legend.
The funniest part about that is Donkey predicted that like 2 weeks before the album came out. on like a live stream.
Kanye is a human being beyond parody. Like, he had that concert, and then he built his own childhood home inside of the stadium that he had the concert in and lived there for like 2 weeks. Legend.
An absolute legend.
Actually, I wanted these GTA remasters. I wonder if they'll have all the music for the previous games.
Yeah. Honestly, the most impressive thing about GTA just in general is how not buggy it is.
Yeah, there's
You
some pretty
know?
bad bugs, but for the size, it's pretty good.
Yeah. It's like that. I can say that about like all Rockstar games. It's like you love them or hate them, but like they don't have bugs in them, which is something
Except
I
for the
can't say
space
about
stuff, which
any
is
other
hilarious.
open world game similar to theirs. You know?
Yeah.
Like Bethesda games, super buggy. Cyberpunk 2077, super buggy.
Yeah, and Cyber 2077 had a ton of delays and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's because of the buggy.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just a matter of the studio biting off more than they can chew. You know, they were high off of The Witcher 3. They were like, we can do no wrong. We can make the biggest fucking game ever created. You know?
I get that. Witcher 3 is really big, but also they flew too close to the sun, I guess.
Yep. Simple. That's a simple way to put it.
Yeah. But at
Move
least
on.
those glitches are funny.
Oh, the few glitches that GTA has are also hilarious. The GTA 4 swing set glitch, where if you drive a car into a swing set, it flings you across the entire map, is beautiful. I don't think they ever even patched it because it's so funny.
The mechanic, not a bug.
It's a mechanic. It's for speedruns. Speedrunners do
Yeah,
use it, I think.
exactly. You know?
But all right, I think
Let's do it now.
yeah. Let's
Yeah.
move on. What do we got for our next and final topic?
It's not the
What is-
final topic. There's another one after this.
What?
But we're talking about Metroid
right.
Dread again.
Yeah, because I've beaten it, and I believe you have as well.
Yeah, I beat it as well.
Yes.
So last time we talked about it, it was pretty much just me because I had the only one who played at the time. But now Ola has also played it, so now Ola can talk about it.
Yeah. It's really good.
It is.
Yeah.
I think Samus just straight up controls perfectly.
Yeah,
Like,
the controls are so perfect.
It's
It's
just
actually crazy.
so fun to move around and shoot stuff. Like, there was just like a moment where I was fighting one of like the bosses, and where I was just like, wow, this is like perfect. It just
Oh yeah,
the
the
way you
boss
can
fights as well are like really incredible.
they're good. They're all solid. There's not a single boss I remember being like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah, I really liked all the bosses in this. It's like none of them felt like easy, but none of them felt like bullshit either. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, they all. There is some parts that are really tough. Like that final boss at first, I was like, "Oh man, this is brutal."
Yeah. I definitely remember the first few attempts at the boss. I was just like, damn, this is like fucking impossible. But then, like on my like 7th attempt, I was like, oh no, I got this.
Yeah, my last try, I was like, I still had like 5 E-tanks by the end.
Yeah, pretty much same. I was like, okay,
That's a
no,
good
I got
boss.
this.
That's kind of a good boss though. Like that, if you could recognize its patterns like really well to a point where you could just breeze through it. I like that. It's like, you
Yeah.
know, like,
Yeah, the final boss in particular definitely really asks you to be like, hey, figure this out.
yeah, it's
You know,
brutal.
it's like, but like once you learn how to dodge each of his attacks, it's like, okay, I got this.
Yeah. What else? I
Yeah.
think the level design is maybe my favorite out of like the 2D Metroids. I think it strikes the perfect balance between. There's two extremes. There's like Super Metroid, where it's like a huge non-linear maze where you can do pretty much anything you want if you know what you're doing. But
Yeah.
it's super easy to get lost. The game gives you almost no direction outside of the basic flow of the game, and you hope you stick to that flow.
Yeah,
And
to
then
an
there's-
extent, you know, there's definitely more room to get lost in Super Metroid than in Dread. But
Yeah.
it also feels super open, if only because of the fact that we know about like speedrunning tricks and sequence break stuff, you know.
I suppose,
in
but even
Super,
if you
because
don't,
like if you if
know
you don't know that stuff and you just go through it normally, the game is somewhat linear. You
it
know?
is, but it's also really easy to lose track of where you're supposed to be going.
That's true. I definitely agree there because I definitely remember on my first playthrough of Super Metroid losing track a few times, being like,
Like, if
"Oh,
you-
where do I
if you
go?"
go
and
in, like,
walking around in circles. You know, and
If you
I
go in
eventually
extra-
found the way forward, and it didn't take me too long, of course. You know, but yeah,
my first time I played Super Metroid years ago, I got lost for hours. Like, it's really easy to get lost if you really get stuck.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I got lost a little bit, but not like to such a degree where I just like, gave up or anything like that.
and then there's the other extreme, like Fusion, where it straight up doesn't let you explore, and it's just go to this area.
Oh, yeah.
In
Fusion is
this
like way too linear.
this game, it's telling you what area to go to, but I think it gives you a lot of freedom in that. Once you have a few
Yes.
areas, there actually is a lot. You can do some stuff out of order. Um, Certain bosses are like in previous areas I didn't really tell you about. Like, there's a lot more openness, but you'll never get truly lost because the game still tells you this is your main objective next.
Yeah. And it doesn't always tell you that, Sometimes Adam will be like, hey, you need to go to this area to do this thing, okay? And sometimes
Yeah.
you just won't. And you just gotta infer that it's like, well, I just unlocked this new area. I just got here, so obviously I must do something here,
Yeah.
Dread really does a great job of keeping forward momentum for you.
There never felt like a point which I sometimes get a lot of our Metroid games where it's like, I'm stuck. I'm yeah. And then Dread I beat in like a few days. Like Dread was
Yeah.
just nonstop. Oh, I'm moving. Oh, I just got a new ability. Oh, I just found another area. Oh, it's just nonstop. Like,
Yeah. Nonstop forward
like
progression,
wow.
which is like,
another one.
yeah, which is
Another
what you
one.
really want to see in a Metroidvania.
Yeah.
I think that's what Hollow Knight particularly does really well, because with Hollow Knight, because the thing with like Hollow Knight is it's designed very non-linearly, even more so than Super Metroid. Or in Super Metroid, in order to get that non-linearness, you have to use the sequence breaks.
Yeah.
Hollow Knight's not like that. It's designed intentionally to be non-linear, so that no matter where you're going, you're always going to be able to go there and do a thing and get something critical that you're going to need somewhere else as
Yeah.
well.
Which can backfire, but Hollow Knight's well designed enough for that to work.
Yeah.
What else do I really like about Dread? But also, yeah, Dread also has some crazy sequence breaks I've already seen. Like, I've seen you can get space jump like super early, which is hilarious. Like the stuff you could just break the game really fast doing that.
Yeah.
In fact, I think the latest patch even added some dialogue from Adam for accounting for some of the sequence breaks. So they're actually like trying to intend to some of them, which is
Yeah.
neat.
Oh, yeah. A lot of the sequence breaks were definitely intentionally put in there.
Yeah.
Like, I know if you get the bomb, like the morph ball bomb, before fighting Kraid, you can do a special kill on Kraid
Oh, neat.
using it, and then Adam will acknowledge it and stuff. You get like a whole special cutscene and everything.
That is cool. I like the plot. It's hard to talk about a Metroid plot. A lot of them don't have much going on.
Yeah, this one was really good.
Yeah,
I really liked it.
I think
Samus's character was really well handled throughout the whole thing.
they had the right amount of personality. Like,
Yep.
Especially like the storytelling through body language is like great sometimes. The part like the two standouts are when she sees Kraid. Like when you first drop into the room, Samus is like on edge, like she's like her one arm's like on her arm gun, like she's like all ready to go, and then she sees Kraid and just completely relaxes. It's great.
Yeah.
And just starts charging up a charge shot while just like not even moving. It's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of little moments like that. Better handled is something like Other M, where they just made her lame.
Yeah. It was really weird seeing all these people on Twitter coming out from the woodworks and then defending Other M and shit like that.
Just as many people hating Other M, so
yeah, that's true.
I think there have always been people that like. I appreciate what Other M was going for. I just think it's very badly written.
I mean, they're the same people who defend DMC Devil May Cry, so.
See, the weird part about Other M is that it has the same writer and director as all the other Metroid games.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird that Samus is like a totally different character in there. I get they were trying to reinvent her, but it just doesn't work when she's already kind of established.
Well, Other M was like the first game directed by the original Metroid creator, since...
No, he directed Fusion.
Science Fusion, but it was
Oh.
the first time he was doing a 3D game because he didn't work on the
Okay.
Prime games much. He
Yeah, yeah.
only like, supervised to an extent,
Yeah, I think he just did like plot
but he
writing,
wasn't director.
approval.
So Other M was the first time he was like directing, and he wanted it to be like really cinematic and have stuff and have all these things, and a lot of the visions he had for the game just were kind of dumb. Like he was like, oh yeah, it has to be like the sideways Wiimote to imitate the feel of an NES controller to feel like you're playing Metroid 1
Weird.
in a 3D game. Fucking stupid.
And then the plot's just like everything Fusion did, but less interesting. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
the
here's
plot is
Samus's relationship with Adam, but it's spelled out and there's no room to read into it, and it's way less interesting in Fusion.
Yeah.
Like, Fusion had a mystery element that was really interesting, where it's like you think about, oh, who was Adam? I wonder. Like, giving and actually showing him in a game ruins that entirely.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's also the dumb stuff where Samus's character, like the fact that she listens to orders and doesn't use the Various suit while dying from like lava. Like
So
stuff like
dumb.
that's really bad. But Dread's good. Dread,
Oh,
Dread
yeah.
is.
That's really good.
Where's the series? Where the heck is the series going from here? That ending was pretty crazy. Do we want to talk about the ending at all?
We could talk about spoilers if you want.
Uh, sure. Let's go
Yeah, let's
into
start
it.
with spoilers. Spoiler warning. Okay.
Spoiler warning. Skip like
Yeah.
10 minutes ahead.
Yeah.
So finally, why can't Metroid Crawl Guy was right the whole time. You were Metroid the whole time.
Well, Samus was Metroid since Fusion.
I know, but now you're full on like.
Yeah. But why can't Metroid Crawl Guy also beat Super Metroid? You know.
Yeah, he did. My other favorite Miiverse post, Jellyfish helping. Yeah,
Yeah.
that part at the end was so cool though. Where like,
Apparently, there was also another Miiverse from that guy where he called Metroid Samus.
huh?
So I think he was baiting that entire time.
He's still a legend either way.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
But-
that ending.
it was awesome when
The Metroid power suit looked really cool.
it does. I want an amiibo of that.
Yeah.
They can't sell it though, because that'd be a big spoiler. They're gonna add a spirit to Smash Bros. Though to immediately spoil it though, because Smash Bros. Does that.
Oh yeah.
But also it was cool like when you get that suit, and the only thing you use it for is just to shoot the final boss after he's like merged with half the other bosses you fought, including Kraid.
Yeah,
That
because
was-
you merge with the X Parasite.
Yeah, that was so cool. So you get to shoot Kraid again.
Yeah.
By the way, that big boss that blocks the lava flow, was that the
Mhm.
same one that was in Dairon that was like a corpse that was like hooked up in the labs or whatever? I think that was the same one because that corpse is missing later.
You know what? That probably was.
So yeah, it was just like a corpse like
I
randomly.
didn't even recognize that until you just pointed that out, but yeah, that probably was.
Yeah,
Because I remember seeing that corpse and be like, oh yeah, that guy's gonna be a boss fight later.
yeah, because I didn't realize that was the same guy, but I went back to that area like towards the end of the game when I was just trying to get like some extra
Right.
missing things and stuff, and I was like, oh, the corpse is gone, and I think that was the same body. So the X Parasite brought it like back to life. That's really cool.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think it was also probably my favorite boss in terms of like presentation. Like that boss was really cool.
Yeah, the boss was really cool.
All the bosses were, but
Yeah. Although the ending doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's like, why was the X Parasite helping Samus? And then why did absorbing the X Parasite revert the Metroid power suit?
okay, the
Like, I don't
Metroid
get
Power Suit,
either of those bits.
I think it was a really powerful X Parasite that weakened like the Metroid. I think that was the idea.
But
I think.
Metroids eat X Parasites for breakfast. That's their entire purpose of existing, is to eat X
That's
Parasites.
true, but
You'd think it would make her more Metroid by absorbing more X Parasites, you know?
see, the mechanics of this are something they can't really get into because there's nowhere for them to like text dump how Metroids exactly work.
And at
They-
the same time, there's also like a plot hole where the X-Parasites took over a lot of Chozo corpses and stuff.
Yeah.
But then there was a bunch of Chozo spaceships and stuff. Why didn't any of the X-Parasites get on the spaceships and then leave the planet to go infest other planets,
Maybe. Wait, did we see spaceships that? What's it
There was
called?
definitely some in the background
I
of the
think.
final level.
I think. Oh, was it in the final level of the? Which final area? Like the Flying
The final
Fortress
area
or
on the
Nubia? Like the surface?
the main one, the surface one, yeah.
Oh,
Right outside of the boss room where you fight the final Chozo elite soldier.
maybe you could imply that the one Ravenbeak was trying to confine them. I think
That makes sense.
the only
Yeah, I guess
reason,
in theory, if Ravenbeak was shooting down those ships,
yeah,
up
he was
until
either
that
shooting
point,
down those ships or those ships were already gutted.
yeah, that could definitely.
I,
Yeah, that makes sense.
the
If
only reason
Ravenbeak was
Ravenbeak,
still up in the air and he was just blasting them with his
yeah,
lasers and shit, yeah, that would make
I
sense.
think that's right. Like the only reason Ravenbeak releases them in the first place is so Samus gets powerful enough to use her full Metroid abilities.
Yeah,
Like otherwise, he would have just kept them locked up or just straight up destroyed them.
yeah.
So yeah. I don't know what Grey Robe was up to. he dies, gets possessed by an X parasite, turns the Emmys back on,
Well, that's
but then
because the X parasite was trying to kill Samus, and the X
okay,
parasite absorbed all the knowledge of whoever they are,
okay.
infesting and shit.
But then at the end, Grey Robe helps you technically.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Samus talking was cool, by the way.
Yeah, it was cool. I like that she actually spoke Chozo too.
Yeah, it makes sense. That's what she would talk. um,
Anyway, do you have anything else to say?
no, I don't know if I'd still call this my favorite Metroid game because I kind of want to reevaluate the Prime games. But as far as 2D Metroid games, I think I'd probably call this my favorite.
Yeah. Like
Uh,
honestly, going back to the controls, they're so good.
yeah, like Super Metroid is just like a bit too floaty. I haven't played Fusion in forever. I can't really remember how that feels, but
Fusion's pretty good, but this feels way better than that,
yeah, this
honestly.
just feels like perfect. I love
Although
the
it's
slide.
funny because like right after beating Dread, I decided to go play Symphony of the Night for the first time and stuff. And so I'm playing Symphony of the Night and I'm just sitting there being like, Alucard, why are you so fucking slow?
Oh, the secret with that is you just backdash throughout the entire
I know,
game.
I've been doing that. It's the only way to get him to move faster.
They just gave you a forward dash in Harmony of Despair because they knew that's how everyone played the game.
Yeah. It's like, his movement speed feels good for combat situations, but it's like actually trying to run across a thing is like a pain in the butt. And it's
Yeah.
like you get the wolf powered up, but it's useless until you get the upgrade for it. So even though the
Yeah.
wolf can run faster, you need to speed up like Sonic. And if you run into anything, and there's a billion enemies in every room, that will stop you. So you can't actually do that. And you can do the wing crush as the bat, but you have to get the bat first, and that's like, a third of the way through the game.
Symphony of the Night is not my favorite Castlevania Metroidvania. I don't think they perfectly tightened everything until like Aria of Sorrow.
Yeah, I can kind of get that. I haven't played the later ones. The only other like Ecovania I've played is like Bloodstain.
Yeah,
So I decided to play Symphony of Night first because I was like, I've been wanting to play it.
that's the popular
Now's a
one.
good
That's the good
time.
one. You can't go wrong with Symphony of the Night. Symphony of the Night's
Yeah,
still
and
great.
so I know a complaint about the movement speed, but like I've been loving it so far. I don't have any real complaints.
Yeah.
Although I did run around the entire map in a circle once I got the double jump and of course, the last area I checked was the one I needed to go to progress.
That's the Metroidvania magic.
Oh yeah,
But you want to
yeah,
move on to our last topic then?
yeah.
Yeah, sounds good
We
to
don't need to
me.
talk about the last topic for too long either, because this is mostly a joke topic.
It's just a very funny topic.
But
Yeah,
yeah, Spider-Man is gonna be in Uncharted.
yeah.
Yes.
That's all you need to know.
We have an Uncharted movie trailer. This is announced ages ago, but
Transformers met Spider-Man, and here we are.
you think of Mark Wahlberg as Transformers?
He is
Think
from
of-
Transformers.
I think of Mark Wahlberg as the guy from The Happening.
Yeah, me
He goes,
too. I was like,
"What?
what?
No.
No. That's the only thing I can think of when I see Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg's also insane. Of course, we have to note that.
Oh,
And why
for
did
sure.
I mean, he makes more sense than Tom Holland.
Yeah, it's just like I think Tom Holland's a good actor. Like I like him. I just don't feel like he's right for this role. He's too young looking, you know? He's not even necessarily too young for the role. He's just too young looking for the role, you know?
Yeah, like I think of him as Spider-Man, where he's like even though he's like 20 something, I think of him as playing like a 15-year-old.
Exactly, you
That's
know?
what he's playing. He's like 14 and like
At most, he's an
Oh,
8.
God.
He looks like an 18-year-old.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
I think in like Spider-Man Far From Home, he would be like 18 at this point, right?
Yeah, but
I think he was like what, 17 in Far
Yes.
From Home?
Yes, he
And
is.
I
so
think
the
in
new one,
Homecoming, the first one, he's only like a freshman in there. He's supposed to be, or
right?
like sophomore. But it's been a few years since then, so
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know where
makes
the
sense.
Marvel timeline is right now.
It doesn't matter.
But yeah, weird. I see if they were just gonna pick like big Hollywood actor that people know about. That's kind of like a hot thing right now. Why didn't they just? I think like Chris Pratt would have made more sense than him. Like that still would have been like the same kind of brainless casting, but he still makes more sense.
Yeah.
Like the 30-year-old ish guy that's
I
can be
mean,
kind of
maybe
like
they were
quippy.
picking him more so for the action scenes, you know, that
Maybe.
logic. But like, does Tom Holland even do any of the stunts in Spider-Man? You can like cheese all that stuff with a stunt double because he's in a Spider-Man suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they
You know?
CGI it all too.
I wanna
Yeah, that's
say-
what
I
they did
wanna
with
say he
Iron
does
Man
a-
too, you know?
Yeah, most of them don't do their own stunts. Unless you're Tom Cruise, he's insane and he does all of his stunts. He just never had like a stunt double.
Same with Jackie Chan.
Well, Jackie
Yeah.
Chan's just all, but Tom Cruise is just
And Kanye Reeves.
Kanye Reeves.
does Keanu do his own stunts?
I think he does, yeah. I think he
Okay,
does
wow.
most of them at least.
He did a new Matrix movie coming out soon.
Right. I'm pretty sure he
Um,
does all the stuff in John Wick movies.
That makes sense.
And I'm pretty sure he does all the stunts in, you know, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Stunts. Where he falls down the stairs that one time in a suit of armor.
Yeah.
That joke is so good where they stab the suit of armor. He thinks he's dead and he walks back into frame. He's like, I fell out of the suit.
Oh, that was great. Yeah.
But freaking Keanu Reeves would have, if he shaved and cut his hair, would have been a better Nathan Drake than Tom Holland.
Yeah. I mean, like, I know there's actors that look closer to Nathan Drake and could play the role, you know?
Yeah, any
Jason
I don't know.
Bourne.
sure, get the guy that plays
Yeah.
like Hawkeye. Get that guy.
Oh, yeah, you could do
yeah.
that. Yeah.
What's the guy's name? He plays Jason Bourne now in the newer Bourne
Yeah,
movies.
he does.
Yeah, you could totally play that role.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah. And can we talk about Sully for a minute here?
Mark
Also,
Wahlberg.
way too young. Like, Sully is like an old ass man. He's supposed to be complaining about how his back hurts and how he can't do any of this bullshit anymore, you know?
You hear Mark Wahlberg, he's probably actually that old, but he's not showing it.
Yeah, that's the
That's
problem. He's not showing it. You gotta show it if you're playing Sully.
It's in his contract that he doesn't look like 60.
Yeah.
he is 60, but he doesn't look 60.
Old as Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg is only 50. Okay, I'm actually surprised. I thought he was older. But how old is Sully Uncharted? Let me go see. Sully Uncharted is 64.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So 14 years older than Mark Wahlberg. If you didn't put any makeup on Mark Wahlberg and maybe give him a bit of gray to his hair, he could pull it off. I feel like I don't know. Sully's
Yeah, but why do they gotta do Mark Wahlberg like that? Like, get somebody
he's
else.
weird casting. Yeah, I don't know why him of all people, because he's not even like a particularly popular actor. It's not like
It's just such a weird pick. It feels
Yeah.
so wrong
They should
with
get
the
The Rock.
character.
They should get The Rock to play Sully.
Nah, that'd be even worse.
that would be really weird.
It wouldn't work.
Nicolas Cage is Sully.
Alec Baldwin would have made a better Sully.
Sure. You know what? Yeah, that could have worked.
Yeah.
That could have been okay casting. Yeah, it's like, why Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah. I mean, I understand doing the movie as a whole. This casting is just so confusing for me. You know, you're like an
As a
Uncharted
movie,
movie makes too much sense. The games are already trying too hard to be movies anyway. They're so obviously aping off of like Indiana Jones and stuff that it's just like to make a good Uncharted movie, it's like the blueprint's already was planned out. Just watch the first three Indiana Jones movies and then do something like that, but with this cast, you know?
the appeal of Uncharted, though, was that it translated those kind of movies really well to video games. I think it loses a
Exactly.
lot if you just make it a movie, because we have thousands of movies that are like Uncharted. Its appeal is that it was a game that felt like those movies. If it's just a movie, it
Yeah,
loses like a lot of identity.
that's true.
And the identity it does have, like maybe its characters like Nathan Drake and Sully and stuff, are horribly miscast, so it doesn't have like that identity. So it's
Yeah.
practically a new IP, aside from he falls out of an airplane.
Yeah, they did. They had the airplane scene from 3, which is a weird pick.
Is this supposed to be like canon? I don't know. That's the most iconic moment for the series, so I get why they put it.
Yeah,
When you think of Uncharted, that's the stage they picked for PlayStation All Stars.
that's true. Like the only other scene that's like as iconic is like the train scene from 2.
Which train scene? The one where it's all
The one at the
falling off
very
the mountain?
beginning when you're climbing up the one
Okay,
that's
because I
top
think of
stone.
that and also the one where you're holding onto the side of the train while it's moving. That part's pretty
Yeah, that part too. Because like remember, Uncharted 2 starts with the train scene, but that's like halfway through the game, and then it jumps back to like earlier, and then you play up to that point, and
cool.
then you play
Cool
it like
Uncharted 2
again.
actually is. Uncharted
Yeah.
2 is a fun game. I have bad feelings about Naughty Dog these days, but Uncharted's still cool. I don't know. But making a
Yeah.
movie about it's weird. It's just like I said, its identity is so intentionally generic that a movie is just
Yeah. Plus, I
like
don't really have much faith in Sony to like pull off another video game movie after the Ratchet and Clank film.
it was passable as far as video game movies go, right? I don't know.
To an extent, I'd say, you know, it depends on what standard you're critiquing it on, you know.
I'd say the
It's
standard
like
is,
saying, "Oh yeah, this is passable for a Sonic game."
hey, the Sonic movie was pretty good.
It was
But
fine.
yeah, it was good. I like that one. But I'd say the criteria to look at that is fun family movie because that's what it was aiming for. It wasn't aiming to be
I
a
guess.
super serious Ratchet and Clank adaptation, and even as an okay adaptation, it's fine, I guess, for fitting into 90 minutes, right? Like I don't know.
I mean, it's not that good overall. There's a lot
Yeah,
of problems with it, which honestly just comes to them tampering with the script a lot. If they
yeah,
had stayed closer to the original game's script, it would have been better.
yeah. True.
It's just like Ratchet and Clank as characters do not interact at all in both the game or the movie. You know, the character that was given the character arc was Quark,
Hmm.
and then you have like a villain backstab where Nefarious murders Drek for some fucking reason.
Gotta have nefarious, Brother.
Yeah, it's dumb. And
Oh, I just real
honestly, like, here's the thing. The Ratchet and Clank movie would have been way better if one, they stayed closer to the original script of the first game, and two, instead of making it a movie, they made it a fucking cartoon show. Like a serialized series, you know? Where
I get
each
why they.
episode was a different planet.
Yeah. This.
Would have been way better.
I think when this
They
came
could have had
out.
every episode, and then like at the end of every episode, they'd watch like an info bot, which would give you like tell you about the next episode. You know, it'd be
Hmm.
good. It could work
Yeah.
better. But like at the same time, it's like they were also planning on making a Sly Cooper movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that got canned in a really weird way. It went from them saying it's like, oh yeah, we're making a movie to it's going to be a TV show to we've never spoken about it again. And
Yeah,
it
that
just
was
kind
the
of
TV show was really just them
vanished
trying to
off the
scale
face of
it.
the earth.
Like that probably was fell apart after the Ratchet and Clank movie was just kind of meh.
Yeah. And speaking of like a Ratchet and Clank TV show, they also made like a pilot for a potential Ratchet and Clank TV show that never got off the ground, but since they made the pilot, they released it as like an animated special, you know?
Yeah.
You can potentially find it on YouTube. It's called like Ratchet and Clank Life of Pi. I
Okay.
think it was only released in like Netflix Canada.
Okay.
So, you know, if you can't find it on YouTube, maybe try a VPN.
Oh, I just realized this Uncharted movie. We're gonna be able to see Tom Holland gratuitously murder a bunch of people and then say something witty.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awkward. See, Nathan Drake's pretty like written in a way where you don't realize how awkward it is, where he just murders a bunch of people and then says a joke.
Yeah. Because to be fair, Nathan Drake is the type of guy who would murder 10 people and then crack a joke.
He's such an asshole. I hate
Because
Nathan
that's his
Drake.
entire character is based around that, is that he's a guy who will kill 10 people and then make a joke.
He's such- Tom Holland's too likable to be Nathan Drake.
Yeah, it really is.
Also, just watching this trailer, it just looks so generic. Like, what were those scenes where he had like a suit on? That's not Nathan Drake.
No, he does stuff like that sometimes. There's like one or two missions where he's in like, you know.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. Felt weird. This movie, though, if you didn't tell me it was Uncharted, aside from the plane scene, I don't think I would pick up on it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they kind of tried with the costume design.
It's just a white shirt.
Yeah, but he's got like the holsters.
I guess.
He's got
That
the
was-
necklace.
Is that what Sully looked like? I generally can't remember at
No.
this point. No, okay. So they didn't try with Sully. But yeah, you got any more details for this? I got nothing.
Nah. I think we're done.
Yeah, this
Alright.
movie's
You don't have
bland.
any comments on the Uncharted movie, Lucas?
Not really.
What PlayStation IP do you want to see a movie next?
Medieval.
Ooh, that'd be too good, actually.
Dante.
Yeah.
There's already a Devil May Cry movie. It's kind of bad.
Another one. A good one.
Well, actually, no, it's an anime. It's not. I thought it was an anime movie, but it's just a full series,
I know they're making that Resident Evil something.
live action series. That looks.
Yeah. There's like
I-
I think there's like 3 different Resident Evil like things coming out. like,
I'm hesitantly
film-wise.
optimistic about the Resident Evil series. That they look like they're
Yeah.
actually might be trying to be true to the games, unlike the movies that are a joke.
But alright.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't have much to say.
yeah.
I haven't played any of the Uncharted games.
You shoot people, and you climb.
I
a
figured
lot of
Indiana
climbing.
Jones is a video game,
Indiana
more
Bones.
climbing.
Indiana Bones.
Yes.
but without the dog.
Yes.
Dog.
But
alright.
yeah.
I think that concludes today's podcast. Thank you for anybody that was listening and watching. Make sure to go check out our YouTube, TikTok. Make sure to give us a follow here. It means a lot. If you're listening back to this on YouTube, make sure to go check out our Twitch. We go live every Sunday around 8 to 9 o'clock with some weekly news.
Yes.
Show us some support if you got anything that you'd like us to talk about in the comments. Shoot
Yes.
some comments down below.
It would be very appreciated
Yeah, it really would. We put
if you
Yeah.
show support. It would help
we got a new logo coming hopefully.
soon.
Yes,
Hopefully.
very soon. Good things in the coming. Good ideas we got for the channel. And if you like what you're seeing now, you'll like what you're gonna see in the future.
Yeah, it's gonna be better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
That's the plan. But thank you. Have a great night, everybody.
Adios.